is a great organization? A great functioning organization. A great functioning organization, in my opinion, does 4 things. Number 1, what it does, it keeps the customer. It doesn't lose customers. A company understands the worst thing you do, it costs more money to find a new customer than keep an old one. The number 1 objective. If you walk into any one of my hotels, you ask any employee, go and ask a busboy, what is your objective here? The front desk, the cook, anybody, they will answer you to keep the guest. The objective is not checking people in. The objective is by checking them in to keep them. But objective is not to clean the tables, but by cleaning the table, the way they do it, the way they handle, to keep the guest. Number 1, a great organization keeps the customer. A great organization also does 3 more things, but those 3 things cannot interfere with number 1. Let's understand that. Number 2, of course, a great organization finds new customers, but mostly through the existing ones. Number 2. Number 3, what you do is get as much money from the customer as you can. We're in business. But wait a minute, without losing them. Value for dollar. Get as much as you can, but create as much value so you can charge as much as you can. But incidentally, the loyal customers spends more, is willing to spend more, and buys more from you. So understand, keep the customer, get new ones, get as much money as you can, and then be efficient about it. So how do we keep the customer? That's the issue. Those are the discussions we have to have. How do we keep the customer? Well, we keep the customer by doing for the customer what the customer wants. That's simple. That sounds simple, but it's not happening. It's not happening on there. Companies do what they think they should do for the customer, rather than understanding what the customer wants and doing for the customer, and doing for the guest, doing for the patient, doing for the client what the customer wants. So what do they want? How do I know what they want? Well, there are 3 things the customer wants, that every customer wants. What's your subconscious expectation when you buy anything? You buy a bottle of water. What do you expect subconsciously? You want it to be defect-free. You don't want the mistakes in there. You don't want it to leak. You don't consciously think about, but that's what you want from your product, to be defect-free. Number 2, what you want is timeliness. You want it when you want it, not when they decide to give you. And timeliness, incidentally, is of extreme importance today. So no defect, timeliness. And the next thing that you expect, you want that bottle of water when you want it. You want a defect. And you want the people that give it to you to be nice to you. Wow. And that piece is called service. That piece of being nice is called service. We call it service. It's being nice, delivering it in a nice way, caring way. Let's talk about that piece, because that's the piece, ladies and gentlemen, don't argue it in your mind. That's the piece that drives loyalty much faster than the other 2 pieces.